Hello everybody, it's me, the Real Local Maniac. I'm back again with another 8-Bit Wars. As you can see, today I'll be playing one of my favourite arcade games ever, Shadow Warriors. Now, I used to be so impressed by the intro in this game back in the days. It doesn't quite look so impressive nowadays. There's our hero, the ninja, looking really mean and tough. That's Ryu. Shadow Warriors is also like another name for Ninja Gaiden, by the way, guys. It's a very popular series. And then just running kind of weirdly there because he's got a dodgy back. But he's working out. Check out his arms. They're huge. Bigger than his legs. Alright, so he's running in the rain for added effect. Jumps up into the air in slow motion and slashes the hell out of that Jason Voorhees lookalike. So there he goes. He's dying. And now Hero once again is, lying down there in the rain with, you can tell he's doing some butt clenches there. Shadow Warriors. Now, let me tell you why I used to love this game so much. Now, I think this was sometime in the 80s. I first played this game, I think in a minicab office somewhere. And yeah, the reason why I loved it is because you had a ninja in it. Look, the ninja jumps out of the arcade screen there. Yeah, so back when I was like about, 11 or something like that, I used to be obsessed with ninjas. And hey, this game had ninja, in it, so I used to love it. Now the music's pretty good in this game, guys, as well. Check it out. Now, the reason why I'm asking you to listen to music as well, because you'll find some music on the Commodore 64 version and on the Spectrum. Just that way, so you can compare it a little bit. Now, one of the greatest things about this game was the fact that you could sort of smash into items, and you could swing from lampposts and so on. Let's see if I can try and do that for you now. You can bounce off stuff. Well, I smashed into the lamppost, didn't mean to do that. You can do that little neck throw, which is one of the moves you can do. Right, here we go. You can also punch and kick just like that. I guess one of the reasons why I like this game was that you had some memorable baddies, like the guys with a hockey mask, they remind me of Jason Voorhees. Check out the animation there when he's swinging from the lamppost, because and two of the versions you can do that, and they look somewhat different on each version. Yeah, I used to love my Friday the 13th, and it was fun watching some baddies that looked like Jason Voorhees. Now this game, guys, actually is a two-player game, but as you can see, I'm only playing on one player. I believe the second player was a red ninja. Now I used to love my scroll and beat 'em ups back in the days, because a lot of the games in the arcades were scroll and beat 'em ups. Guys, I will be doing a random rambling video, which I'm going to subtitle 8-Bit Wars. And I'm going to talk a little bit about my love for arcade games and the home conversions. And I'm also going to talk a little bit about the Spectrum Amstrad and Commodore 64, because I did actually own all three machines. So I just wanted to tell you, I'll tell you guys about that. Now, I haven't been around for a while, guys, and the reason for that is I've just basically been taking some time off of YouTube. Just been spending some real life time with my wife, my kids, hanging out with my friends. I just thought I couldn't be bothered to be on YouTube for a bit. I had more important things to do. But guys, I will be back this month with loads of videos doing 8-Bit Wars Shinobi, 8-Bit Wars Strider, 8-Bit Wars Bionic Commando, 8-Bit Wars East Swords, 8-Bit Wars Rampage, plus loads more stuff like WTF and other things as well. So yeah, this is one of my favourite arcade games. Hasn't aged very well, but I still like it. Alright guys, I'm just having a bit of Pepsi there. Right, so this is the loading screen for the Spectrum game, and I found that really set the mood. Now, I first heard about this game was coming to the 8-bit computers on, I think, Crash magazine, I believe it was. Just listen to that music, how good is that? It's absolutely phenomenal. Now, I used to love, playing my arcade conversions just to see, what it would look like, and it was just like having an arcade game in my house at the time. But the reason why I wanted this game more so than any other game was for the fact that in one of those magazines I had heard that this game was going to be in full colour and have no colour clash. And I believe it was one of the first games I actually played that used this style of graphics. And I think the way they've achieved it is they sort of did like a big black outline around the sprites themselves. And yeah, fair enough, they may look a little bit blocky, the characters, but you know what, I think they've done an amazing job on it, and this still impresses the hell out of me now. Probably just as much as it did back in the days when I first played it. Now the games that did use this colour scheme technique, you know, they did really well out of it. I think another one was Space Gun, which was full colour as well. Now unfortunately, unlike the arcade, this game's only a one-player game, but you know what, it didn't really matter, because at the time I had a full, you know, colour, you know, scheme game on my Spectrum, and that was like at the time really unheard of. You know, there's always colour clash whenever you had colours in a Spectrum game. But just like in the arcade game, guys, you can smash into things. You can throw baddies into there. Like this sword I've got, by the way, guys. You get, I think, 100 points every time you use it. And that's probably a good way of getting like an extra life. Now, it has got a small playing area, and you can jump up to the higher levels of the level. But I don't think that affects it too much, because, you know, it does look pretty nice, the graphics. This is absolutely fantastic, you know, arcade conversion. I really love this version. Really great. I remember the fat sumo boss at the end of this level, yeah, it's hilarious. I used to be able to finish this game back in the days. I tried finishing it recently and I couldn't do it. It's a bit hard. It's got the same faults as the arcade. Once you get hit, there's no escaping it. You seem to die. Right, so that was a specky version. Let's move on to the good old Amstrad. Now check out that loading screen there. That was nice. Now again, you get a smaller, you know, a small playing area on the Amstrad version. The graphics are a little bit smaller. They're not as blocky though on this version. Now I did actually own this as well on my Amstrad. I didn't own the Commodore, you know, the Commodore 64 version, but I'll tell you why a little bit later. But I had played that version on my cousin's Commodore 64. Right, look at the animation on that. It's much better than the Amstrad, sorry, than the Spectrum version, and also the arcade version. I thought the animation on that. Now, just like the Spectrum version, you only get one section of the level. You don't get to see the whole playing area. But again, that doesn't really affect this game that much. And like the Spectrum and the Amstrad, you end up getting trapped in between the baddies, and once they hit you, there's no escaping. The enemy eye is pretty good, I suppose, in this version as well. You tend to get one guy that tends to go in front and the other one behind, and they sort of trap you. And like I said, once they've trapped you, you ain't getting out alive, basically. I do love the colour scheme in this game. It looks absolutely fantastic. It really does. It's a great looking game. I suppose that's one of the reasons why I got this on my Amstrad, because I read like a magazine. I forgot what it's called, the Amstrad magazine. But anyway, I got it on I saw the pictures on an Amstrad magazine, and I saw how differently it looked like from the Amstrad, than the Spectrum version. So I had to run out and get this the following month, and it plays very similar, but it looks different. And that's one of the things that I'll be talking about on my 8-Bit Wars, well, my random rambling video, which is called 8-Bit Wars. And I'll tell you the reason why I do those videos. But I think I'll probably do that video in the next few days. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing some more 8-Bit Wars. I've actually missed doing them. It's probably, out of all the video series that I do, the 8-Bit Wars is the ones that I get the most enjoyment out of. They do take me a little bit longer to put together because, I've got to do the arcade version, Spectrum, Amstrad, and the Commodore 64. But guys, yeah, this is an amazing conversion. It's probably one of my favourite Amstrad scrolling beat-em-ups. It plays a lot better than Double Dragon and also Final Fight on the Amstrad. It's a great looking game as well, great colour scheme, and it's nicely animated as well. So yeah, all in all, a great game. Let's move on to the C64 version now. So just having a little bit of my Pepsi there. Now just listen to this music. Now that is so good. That actually sounds better than the arcade music, and it even sounds better than the Spectrum music. Now I'll tell you the reason why I didn't buy this game. Now, originally back in the days, I did own a Commodore 64. But what I used to do, I used to sort of like play the games on my cousin's Commodore 64, and if the games were good, I'd buy it. And unfortunately, this game was absolutely crap. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't actually get this game on my actual Commodore 64. Now, I don't want you guys to think that I do hate the Commodore 64, because I had all three machines, luckily enough, because my parents were really nice to me. And I used to love my Commodore 64, and I just didn't want to buy this crap game. And I'll tell you why this game is actually rubbish. Alright, first of all, you can see it's an ugly looking game. Now, I think the sprites look nice, nicely animated and all, but it's that colour scheme. I mean, look at the background there. It looks like rust. There's no life. It just looks really dead and flat. It's just not nice at all. Looks like they just rushed this game together, you know, like put it together just as quickly as they could. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, colour makes the game look amazing, because it doesn't. But, you know, it really would have added a little bit more character to this game. But I think, I mean, if you look at the graphics there, you do get a whole playing area this time round. It's probably got the biggest playing area out of the Spectrum and the, you know, the Amstrad, which is a good thing. But it's missing loads of things. It's missing the swingable lamppost. It's missing lots of items there on the bottom as well that you can smash people into. Feels like there's a lot missing from this game. I mean, the controls are pretty good. Again, you can sort of like punch and kick and stuff like that. But it's just, it's an ugly looking game. I do think if they had added a bit more colour, it would have looked a lot better. But I think one of the things I do hate about this game is the dodgy collision detection. Sometimes enemies can walk straight past you and you're being punching and kicking, and there's nothing you can do about it. So yeah, this version's not going to be the winner of the 8-bit wars. It's between the Amstrad and the Spectrum. You know what, guys? I'm going to go for the Spectrum version as a winner. Please feel free to give me your feedback, and I shall see you next time. Goodbye, guys.